So Colby will be playing against Dylan with his purple steel list, and we get the fist bumps out of the way, and we are ready to go.
Yeah. They're being friendly, but it doesn't mean that this match is going to be super nice. This should be a slog of a match. I think you've got, of course, the dreaded Emerald Steel Diablo, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Okay.
And, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hearing last match, Colby was able to steal the win away with a top deck Go-Go Tamago. So I see Go-Go. I was excited to see her more active today, although we haven't seen too many green decks. But now Colby seeming like he will be taking full advantage of that and using it.
Yeah, and I think that this is a testament to the fact, because we've been streaming pretty top tables. We've made sure to pick different decks, but the ones at the top have been very diverse. We've not had to, in all honesty, this is a little bit of a pulling the curtain back a little. We haven't had to do a whole lot of maneuvering to not show you a Diablo deck today. So, the meta is very diverse. I think that's a very good sign for this set. I think it really shows that people are excited to play something other than Green Steel. They're excited to see what else there is out there, and you all are getting a chance to see that in these matches. So I think that's a cool thing that we get to see here.
Absolutely, and Dylan already off to the races here.
Yeah.
Loading up some stuff on board and knocking out Colby's Hidden Cove. Colby did not open with Diablo into Diablo, so that is a great sign for Dylan. He's loving that.
Yes.
And Dylan being in the second seed does get to go first this game. So that's also probably a great feeling for Dylan. So Dylan right now in the driver's seat with a few characters in play, and Colby's up on what he's going to go ahead and do next.
Yeah, I think what we see with the green steel decks is, it's a term that if you've played a lot of card games, we refer to as high rolling or low rolling. The idea that when you are shuffling your deck, you're drawing your fresh 7 cards, you're starting that mulligan. Do you get a high roll or do you get a low roll on those cards that you are starting off with? And it looks as though Colby low rolled when it comes to getting the Diablo that he probably wanted early. He was put in a position to play that Cove, but not really have anything to protect it with.
Sure.
So, this looks like not a fantastic start for Colby, and a great start for Dylan.
But let's not be too hasty, because Colby just played this Ursula, who you can only imagine is about to sing double songs.
Yeah.
And Dylan, without a way to directly interact with it, he does not have removal in his hand.
That's fair.
Looks like he's going to run out the Genie here and draw himself a card.
Yeah.
Genie, been an overall all-star for all purple decks. I would have liked him to maybe sing that first, unless perhaps he drew it off the Genie.
He might have drawn that off.
He might have drawn out the Genie, but it's okay. Either way, he draws himself some cards, gets in for a good quest here, chooses not to banish the Chernobog, and Ursula will get to dry and perhaps sing some actions here. So let's see what she does. I can only imagine, she's going to be either singing some damage or some discard. As of right now, it looks like Dylan does have a pretty healthy size hand.
Interesting choice to ink the strength.
We don't have too many characters.
Not too many characters to worry about.
He's thinking about it, though. He's thinking about it. And I did see a Storm Rage on in his hand as well.
Yeah.
So either way, most likely there's going to be a bit of a barrage of something coming towards Dylan here.
Which will, doing that will net Colby 2 cards to the hand by double singing that storm, or by singing let the Storm Rage on. So that is certainly a great thing for Colby, who might want to start getting through his deck and making sure that he can put things on the table, because Dylan wants to spread that so wide with all of these characters and just really go into town and just turn these characters sideways. So let's see what he can draw.
Absolutely. All right, and see Dylan thinking about it here. Actually, it should be Colby's turn, right, Colby? Yeah, Colby's the one thinking about it. Thinking about what he's going to be playing here. Let's see here. We know that he has options. We did see a couple of cards in his hand. Colby just deciding what's the best way to approach this here.
Yeah.
He can double shoot the Genie, or he could choose to shoot maybe the Smee and the Bog follower. But I guess he's just deciding, which he decides to get rid of. Either way, he will most likely have to sacrifice away the Ursula on the swing back here.
And finally, Colby has locked in that decision to ink the... maybe not. I spoke too soon, it seems.
I think he's he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's a tough decision.
He doesn't know.
It makes you wonder what the inking situation looks like in his hand.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna play it again.
Yeah.
This time it sticks.
Oh, there you
So
go.
we got
We're
the
playing muses. Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to put Dylan in a really, really unique spot.
Yeah, Dylan about to get his whole board bounced and damaged here.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck coming by. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah. Where's the lore at? You know, we certainly want to make sure we help you out there.
We gotta find the lore for sure.
Yeah, we got to find all the lore.
Mm-hmm. Chuck, who had an amazing win-in match earlier against what was it that he played against? I forget.
He played against. Oh, that's a good question. Tell us in the chat who you played against, Alex.
We watched it, but
we need your help.
We watched so much stuff today, we don't remember. But good to see you, Will Chuck. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Great plays today.
There you go.
Is that an Yzma in Dylan's hand? It is not an Yzma in Dylan's hand because Dylan does not play Yzma. No Yzmas.
Nope, no Yzmas.
He plays Blue Fairies. He plays the big Tinkerbell, the 7-drop Tinkerbell, which might be what you're seeing. I think that's what you're seeing. It's that giant Tinkerbell. Is that an Yzma and Blue Steel? What? What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, tell us more.
Tell us more. Sorry, we can't actually see chat, just to be clear. We have our production guy, Stefan, sending us screenshots of chat. So we may not be getting all the context here. All right. Oh, Blue Steel is what he lost to. I got you. Blue Steel. That's right. Fair enough. That's right. Oh, that's right. He lost to the Dominic, whatever. Yeah.
Yes, and Freedom. It is that is the new big Tinkerbell, the purple one that gives additional lore to the fairies.
Which, to be clear, I did speak with Dylan in between, and he did say that he would be super about cutting that card. That has not been good for him today. But in the meantime, it is in his list since that is the deck he registered. So he's stuck with it for the meantime.
Correct. Yeah.
But clearly, the deck's been doing good for him. We've made it to top 4 today. We had 71 players to start here today, so it's been a long day of Swiss and Top Cut. But we still have this round and one more round to go in order to crown our 4-case event winner.
Yeah, and there's people asking to see the deck list. The deck list will get posted after the fact. We are able to see them now, but we wanted to make sure that we get through this stream, and we will post them so you can find these deck lists. You'll be able to find them on Ink Decks everywhere you'd expect to see them. So for those of you wondering, they will be there.
Absolutely, and for those who weren't here earlier, shameless plug. I will be putting a YouTube video together on my channel on YouTube, 1st to 20. We will be talking about the top 8 decks, and I'm sure you'll be seeing them on Ink Decks as well as other content creators' channels as soon as they get a hold of them. So don't you worry, you'll definitely have your eyes on the deck list soon enough.
Absolutely.
But for now, we're just going to go ahead and focus on the game at hand. Yeah. And we do see an Anna come down here, and I believe force a discard, right? Yeah, force
that's correct.
The Robin Hood to get discarded out of the hand there.
Yeah, and we're looking at Green Steel doing the thing that it does, which is and more, even by getting out those evil green birds.
The birds are green, and they are evil.
Yeah.
And looks like a pretty scary board here for Colby now. I'm not sure how many cards he's got left in hand.
For Dylan.
I meant Colby's board is scary, is what I meant to say. Yeah, but it would be scary for Dylan. You were right. That's what I meant. We do see the big fairy actually coming down. And as much as Dylan said he didn't really like this card, it is currently a 5/6 evasive.
Yeah.
That quest for 2.
Yeah.
And it does boost his other fairies. He did mention to me that obviously there are not enough fairies, but worth noting that not only are his other Tinkerbell's fairies, but so is the blue fairy.
Yeah, which is being played here. This is a blue fairy flood-born deck.
Yep.
One of its main ways of drawing, in fact. And so it'll be interesting to see if that blue fairy makes an appearance here in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. We haven't got to see blue fairy do its thing, which is probably for the better since Diablo would most likely be having that for lunch.
Correct. And what's cool is that with the Tinkerbell down, the evasive Tinkerbell, it is an answer to the Diablos. So that does create a very unique situation for Colby, who probably isn't used to having to deal with a 5/6 evasive character.
Absolutely not. And he's going to do a quick chop there. Unfortunately, Diablo already able to draw 2 cards from the last one here.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. All right, and so we are seeing a goat make its appearance, as well as Aladdin, a card that was very popular during the olden days of Green Steel, back when Bucky wasn't errated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we see Green Steel didn't need the squirrel after all. It was just a distraction for the green bird that is currently wreaking havoc on our community and on this game.
Yeah, and Colby is definitely in a weird spot here.
Yeah.
Dylan is just saying, "Hey,
He's
you know
just
what?
jamming.
Yeah, he's like, I got answers to the bird. I dare you.
He's just jamming.
Yeah, he's not even worried about
Colby,
it.
although his board looks pretty elite in terms of the way he's set up right now, Dylan's just got so much stuff in play.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. You want to discard my hand? That's fine. Just can you discard my board?
Yeah.
So we shall see if Dylan's able to cross the finish line here. He does have quite a bit of lore in play, especially with that goat threatening an additional lore.
Yeah, he is currently in a check situation here.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, Colby is like, hey, let me deal with your hand so that I can draw more from the Prince John.
Okay.
Hoping to claw back some.
So did you see what we did here? So he drew a card
Yeah.
off the John and he bounced his own Anna.
He did.
And Anna is able to come back down and destroy that Tinkerbell.
Yes.
With that defect. That is a great play.
That was a smart play.
That is a great play. Choosing not to bounce anything else, but instead to bounce his own stuff and recast that Anna, which is really, really high level play there. I love that.
It really is. Yeah, the smooth move to keep that to keep that Diablo alive. We've got a morph on the table, which can be anything, and so it'll be interesting to see.
Yep, absolutely. And we still have, of course, John and Muse, the lady and husband, or whatever you want to call them. They are the ward.
Yes.
The ward couple, as they sit there together holding hands and continue to cause ruckus.
They really do. Oh my goodness. All right, and so we are seeing some motion here. We're taking a look at Dylan, who's putting down the little Robin Hood and questing out and just saying, hey, Colby, I'm running for the finish line.
Here's
Good
17.
luck. And with a goat on the table, it's effectively 18, right?
Yeah.
So, we certainly want to figure out how to solve that problem. Colby's going to go ahead and draw and see if there's anything he can do.
Yeah, as well set up as Colby is on board, he's just way too far behind on lore here.
Yeah.
We know that deck does not have a way to quest too quickly. John and Anna do quest for 2 each, but that's just not going to be enough against this crazy board that is Dylan's right now. Curious to see how many of these characters we can clean up. We do have muses in play, so we could probably bounce a couple things and maybe, have some fun with some shenanigans here. But I don't see how Colby ends up getting out of this. He does have a storm in hand and another muses.
Yeah.
The storm could potentially hit something and he could bounce the Anna.
Yeah.
But really wish you would stop doing that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's just another. Yeah, we're on one of these like cool floating tables, and my stomach keeps touching the up button. So if you ever notice the camera's moving up,
We keep going like this and like this.
my
and
deepest
like
apology. I
this and like
really,
this.
yeah, you're not the only one that wishes I would stop doing that.
You guys can't tell, but our desk is just going up and down the whole time we're watching this. So keeps me on my toes, though. I like it.
Yeah, I'm making sure you're paying attention, Scott.
Well, yeah, it keeps me awake for sure. It's been a long day. And looks like it's going to be a long day for Colby as well if he's not able to figure out a way to get rid of this board here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little precarious. The closer we get to that 20 number for Dylan's got the goat on the table, so dealing with the goat is not great at this point. You really, what you want to do is figure out ways to reduce that. You want to be able to use that muse as effectively as you can. And so, thankfully, was able to put down that Anna to get rid of that Robin Hood, keeping that board size small.
Yep.
But I think you're right, Skinner. It's a tough spot to be in.
Absolutely. And Colby playing great here and managing to eliminate the core threats here. But at the end of the day, we are at 17, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, at the end of the day has to end. So,
it's... we got 2 3/3s and a 4/3 that gains a lore when it leaves. So it's going to be interesting to see. Plus, we have the Robin Hood, which has yet to be bounced or removed.
Yeah.
So
we'll see now what this, but so it looks like we moved the muses to the cove.
Yep, to be able to trade into...
To trade effectively into a beat, yeah.
So he'll take 3 damage there. And let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
Really great first game here.
It is, yeah.
Although it does seem like the lore is one-sided, the game is very, very close at this point. So Morph moving into the cove.
Yeah, Emerald Steel's really, again, one of these decks that, you know, it can make a recovery. If it can find the tools, it can make a recovery. It's got cards like the Muses that create interesting board situations for it. You've got the double singing Ursula that can deal with it. This is another one of these decks that the lore count doesn't tell the full story.
All right, so we're 18.
We are at 18.
We boost the Morph up with the Hidden Cove, giving him a little extra punch to knock out the goat. It looks like both these characters will trade, and then Colby just choosing to trade away most of his board, and there's an effort to stay alive here.
You have to. I mean, it's that or lose. It's that or lose.
So Dylan drawing his card, takes a peek at it. Quest to 19.
Yep.
And what is he at 20? I'm very confused.
It was a mistake. Yeah.
I was like,
Dylan didn't see Colby do it, and he wasn't paying attention. He just,
he's like, all right, I'm at 20.
Yeah.
And Dylan passing it back here, which I don't love, considering that we're up against a lot of discard in Colby's deck.
We have to think, does Dylan have another goat to deal with problems here to just finish this game out?
Well, definitely doesn't have it now. I'm curious. I'm looking at his deck list to see what potentially he wouldn't have played here. And it's hard to know. I mean, all these cards in his deck list look like I would have played them. So, I don't know. We'll find out. There is a Tinkerbell. And everybody's into the Cove now.
That's right.
Having a big Cove party. And you see Colby just clawing his way back in here, keying away those cards from Dylan, questing up a bit more, and now Dylan with no cards left in play, only a hope and a dream to get that 19 over the line here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we see.
That's a good one, but so that was the Fire the Cannon, so that was the card he had drawn.
Yeah.
Which doesn't kill it, brother. Oh, it's the Cove. It does.
Yep.
Because it's 4. Okay, so he says, yeah, it does die. All right, so here's the issue. Tinkerbell, oh, that's an issue right there. I was going to say any action will bounce the Tinkerbell, but he seems like he had the best action there, so.
Absolutely.
And now it starts to come through here. Oh, that's a good one, but
can Dylan keep
is he gonna bounce it?
Character on the table is essentially the game we're playing right now.
Did Dylan draw a action? Oh, Dylan packs it up. Yeah, he did not draw the action, so he was not able to bounce that Chernobog. So that Chernobog will cross the finish line, and Dylan will take away game 1. Ooh, kind of scary there at the end.
Yeah, that was.
I have to adjust my glasses. I'm not used to seeing green still ever pass on turn 1.
I don't know, man. It depends on how well you draw, I guess. But he did mulligan less cards than I expected.
Never have I ever played against a green steel deck that hasn't Diablo'd on turn 1.
Yeah.
But here we are. Dylan looks like he's getting some luck here with Colby not being able to play Diablo on 1.
Yeah, and just taking a look at Dylan's hand, I don't think I see.
Turn 2 pass.
That is not a good sign for Colby. This is not what you want going into game 2 when you are behind the 8 ball here. Colby cannot be feeling good about this.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is tough. This is a tough spot for Colby.
So Colby gets to go first, but essentially he just puts the ball right back in Dylan's court, and Dylan the first to act here. And I'm curious to see if Dylan will be able to capitalize on the fact that Colby has not yet been able to play stuff. I'm guessing you were going Blue Fairy. Oh, we're going Smee. Okay.
Smee, not a bad 2-turn.
So we'll crash for 1 here.
Yeah.
Not sure if I saw the shift package in his hand for Robin Hood yet.
I did not see it.
Looks like a sword. Looks like a Fire the Cannons, a Robin Hood.
Yep.
And a Blue Fairy, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm seeing as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of removal, but Colby not playing anything to remove quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the strongest green steel players are the ones that can take these moments because, despite the fact that you've never seen it, hearing people talk about this deck, it happens a lot. This is the kind of deck that you need to be able to recover, and oftentimes it's even said you should practice as if you have the worst hand every time when you're practicing with this deck, and so that you can recover. You can put down on turn 3 a Ursula Deceiver of All, on turn 4 you put down the Muses, and then you mount a comeback by singing songs, double singing, and reclaiming control of the board.
Sure.
So this is a deck that it's not great that it went 3 turns and not played something, but it's if you did it right and you've been practicing with it, you can still recover.
Oh yeah, the game's definitely not over. Just a little unfortunate for Colby to not have a hot start here. Dylan moving right along here, plays out the Blue Fairy and runs out a Robin Hood, which will replace the one he had earlier. We see Colby just inking a bunch of songs here, most likely clunking up his hand at the moment.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And he will play another song. Looks like that was the majority of his hand.
Yeah.
Was just a bunch of songs.
And it looks like Colby thinks that the Robin Hood is a bigger problem than that Blue Fairy.
Absolutely. So, she's respecting the shift line here.
Yep.
He knows how hard it will be to delete a 3/6 off the board. So he goes ahead and prioritizes that. But unfortunately for Colby, Blue Fairy will net a card off of that Aladdin. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I really like Dylan's build. I know you said you had a chance to speak with him, and there were some changes he'd likely take.
Sure.
But I think that this deck does a great job of reminding me of the old style of Green Steel that used to use those Aladdins and benefit from that. And I think it's cool to see in this kind of way.
Yep.
And those fairies are just really cool.
In a less toxic way.
Yeah. And if
you're not discarding a card every time this happens.
And I've told Mikey, I said my goal is to beat him with a fairy deck, and I think this might be the one I do it with.
That's that's a good attempt. I'm curious to see what other fairies will come out in the future.
Yeah.
So we have a few so far, but nothing crazy notable.
Yeah, and for those of you following,
the bell. Ooh, combo breaker.
Yikes!
I love to see it. Bell switching over the SME damage into the beast, cutting off that supply for his draw, and adding a 4/4 quest for 2 to the board.
Yeah.
Really strong play. A lot of people are iffy about that Bell. I see her make some really disgusting plays from time to time.
Yes.
So really great to see that's the case here.
Yeah, so. It's cool, and we're just getting word now from the floor that Monty Thompson has won Game 1 against Hector.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plans out too as we continue through the semifinals.
Okay. Yeah, that's super excited to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we see Colby go ahead and put down another ink here, as he looks through his hand and figures out what's the way that we're going to come back into this game, because as of till right now, it's been pretty much the Dylan show. Dylan's been just curving out here and been foiling all the plans. Oh, okay. That's a quick way to do it.
That can solve some problems for you if you can draw into the answers that you need.
I see the chat saying, well, he has the nuts. Great play. Yeah, absolutely. That Bell play was quite phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you guys there. And we do see Beast. He is a huge beast now. He's able to attack into anything he pleases, essentially, but not drawing cards, which is what Colby really needs it for.
Absolutely, yeah. And, I mean, Dylan at this point is sitting here and just kind of enjoying the moment, but those Diablos are certainly causing pause for Dylan to think about what you need to do to move forward. You got a Blue Fairy down. You were hoping to draw, and now we are entering into a phase where Colby will be able to draw multiple times over the one time that Dylan draws. And so we want to make sure you got to think about how do you deal with that, because that can change the game in Colby's direction.
Absolutely, definitely agree with that. And good. Thankfully, he does have more cards in his hand. I think he did still have a Fire the Cannons.
I thought I saw one, and there it is. And a choice was made to use it on the beast.
Oh,
because he also has Grab Your Sword.
Combo breaker.
Yeah,
See you later, Colby.
And Colby recognizing that that is the end.
Colby extending the hand after the back-breaking combination from Dylan, and congratulations to Dylan moving into the finals.